Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Valentine, and in this video I will be talking about 3 lower body exercises with a long band, like this one, that you can do in order to strengthen your lower body and improve your balance. I think this video will be especially helpful for those who are involved in lower body dominant activities such as running, cycling, wrestling, football, etc., as well as anyone who is just really looking to improve their lower body strength and ability for general purposes. During this video, I'll also be offering some cues and tips to help you maximize your experience with these exercises, as well as a modification for each of the 3 exercises to help you select the one that works better for you. Let's get to it. Enjoy.
The first exercise in this video is a front squat or anteriorly loaded squat. And in order to get your arms in position for that front rack, you curl them up, bring your fists over your shoulder, and stabilize your arms in this position, more or less parallel to the floor. And then slowly begin taking your pelvis down toward the floor, bending your knees, loading your heels with weight, and then pushing your heels through the floor in order to stand up. Again, in order to establish a rack position, you bend your arms at the elbow, bring the fists toward the front of the shoulder, line up your elbows so they're facing forward with your upper arm butt parallel to the floor, and then slowly begin descending yourself into the squat. Keep your torso stable as you go throughout the movement. And focus on loading your heels with weight as you get down into the squat, and then pushing into your heels, extending your hips and knees as you come out of the squat. You can slow it down and really focus on your form and symmetrical loading. Here's a modification for the front squat, which is a hang squat. You're holding the resistance band with the slack end behind your thighs so that you can load your arms differently in case you have shoulder problems or it's just not easy for you to do this front squat. So you can always hold the band closer to your ankles in order to get appropriate amount of resistance, so that you feel it at the bottom of the squat. And of course the resistance increases as you push into standing, where the band stretches, and there's more demand on deceleration as you go back down toward the floor and then continue pushing up. Keep your focus on symmetrical loading of your feet, hips, and keep your knee alignment facing through the middle of the foot. The next exercise is a self-anchored backwards lunge to single leg stance, where you will keep your arms bent about halfway into a half bicep curl, and you'll stabilize your resistance with that arm position so that it's consistent throughout the movement, where you'll be mainly loading your standing leg with resistance and body weight as you go through the lunging movement. Take your time to establish good balance, good stability, and see if you can get in a good flow as you get more familiar with the type of control required. Notice the angle change of your torso as you begin to shift your weight backwards in order to place your rear foot on the floor behind you on the ball, and then you use the ball of the foot to push back to standing on one leg. Especially important element here is the deceleratory aspect of the movement when you go back in order to land the foot behind you. Here's a modification for the backwards lunge to single leg stance, which is a split squat where both of your feet are on the floor the whole time. The rear foot is on the ball, the front foot is flat, and a lot of weight is being supported by your front heel. Notice your arms stay stable and framed in that half curled position throughout the movement. In other words, they don't bend more or unbend as you go down and up with your legs. You're providing constant stable resistance in a self-anchored way with the resistance band as you push up and descend downward. This is a great exercise for lower body strength and core stability. The next exercise is a single leg squat stance, hip and knee extension. Great exercise for your glute strength, your knee strength, your quads, as well as balance and stability. Make sure to start by standing on one leg, anchoring the other one through the sling of the band, tilting your torso so it's more or less perpendicular to your front thigh, stabilizing the position, keeping your arms bent and stable throughout the push of the leg, and keep the return of the leg from the push gradual so you can maintain your control and movement awareness. This is a great way to work on your acceleration pattern. This is a modification, which is a vertical single leg stance, downward leg press. Begin by standing on one leg, anchoring the other foot into the sling of the band, stabilizing the band with your arms bent about halfway into a hammer curl and inside of your upper arms pressed against the sides of your rib cage for stability. As you can see in this case, my torso is vertical in relationship to my standing leg, which makes it easier to execute this movement of pressing the leg down toward the floor into hip and knee extension. This is a great way to strengthen your squat and improve your balance.
Training your legs to be resilient and strong is an important and yet elusive concept when it comes down to certain people who do repetitive activities every day, such as running or cycling. Because you might think, well, I use my legs in my training every day, so what's the point, right? And yet there's a lot of benefit to taking the separate time to really focus on building your foundation, which is your lower body, your legs. Improve your stability, improve your balance, improve your strength and endurance. You can either use heavier resistances to work through less repetitions and focus on your strength if you already have a good foundation, or you could decrease the resistance and really work through more volume to work on your muscular endurance. Training with resistance bands will specifically help you direct your focus towards more controlled, precise movement patterns. And a lot of examples we can think of when it comes down to professional athletes who use these type of supplemental training sessions to help boost their performance, whether it's on the court in basketball or on the track for a track and field athlete or on a bike for a cyclist. Thank you for watching this video.